5 men vanished into the cold, desolate mountains, leaving behind only a chilling mystery. Are you ready to uncover the truth? In February 1978, 5 young men embarked on what should have been one of the most exciting nights of their lives. Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Jack Hewitt, Ted Wire, and Gary Mathias. They were close friends, each with mild intellectual disabilities, but fully capable of leading independent lives. That night, they piled into a car to watch their favorite basketball team play. But no one knew that they would never make it home. Their fate was sealed on the dark and desolate roads of Northern California. After the game ended, the group didn't head home as expected. Instead, they veered off course, taking an unusual route into the Sierra Nevada mountains. Days later, a forest ranger discovered an abandoned car. It was Jack Madruga's vehicle. The doors were unlocked, and strangely, the car had no mechanical issues. It was in perfect working condition. So why had they left it behind? Had they panicked? Were they running from something? The 5 men had vanished into the darkness, never to be seen alive again. Despite extensive search efforts, there was no trace of the missing men. But in June, as the snow began to melt, a terrifying discovery was made. Ted Wire's body was found 20 miles from the abandoned car inside a remote forest cabin. Shockingly, evidence suggested he had survived for weeks before succumbing to starvation and cold. Yet inside the cabin, there were plenty of canned foods and firewood. Why hadn't he used them? Or had someone else left him there to die? Soon after, the remains of Jack Madruga and Bill Sterling were discovered deeper in the forest. Their bones were scattered, as if wild animals had torn them apart. Jack Hewitt's skull was also found nearby. But there was no sign of Gary Mathias. Only a few of his personal belongings were recovered, but his body was never found. Had the 5 men ended up in this desolate location by choice, or were they led there by someone or something else? This mysterious disappearance has sparked countless theories over the years. One of the most common explanations is that the men took a wrong turn and got lost in the freezing wilderness. However, it remains unclear why they didn't eat the food or use the heaters in the cabin. Witnesses claim that a truck was spotted near their abandoned car the night they disappeared. Some speculate that they were forced off the road by an unknown individual or group. Did they encounter someone who wanted them gone? Of all 5 men, only Gary Mathias was never found. He was a former military recruit with a history of mental health issues. Some believe he led the group into the mountains and later disappeared on his own. In 1978, truck drivers passing through the area reported strange lights in the sky. Could this case be tied to something beyond human comprehension? While these theories attempt to explain the unexplainable, the truth remains unknown. 5 men vanished without a clear explanation. Some succumbed to the elements, others were torn apart by wildlife. But the unanswered questions, why they abandoned a perfectly working car, why a man with food starved to death, and why Gary Mathias was never found, still haunt investigators. Some believe it was simply a tragic case of misfortune. Others are convinced that these men became victims of something far more sinister. The Yuba County 5 remains one of the most chilling and unsolved mysteries in American history.